Hello and welcome back to Fierce Entertainment. Now, this was not my favorite horror film of 2024, but this is definitely the grossest horror film of 2024. And I am going to be reviewing 2024's The Substance with Demi Moore. All right. The Substance. I will talk about the plot of the film, the Rose opinion of the film, my opinion of the film, and I will be addressing a little trend that needs to stop and how the world needs to quit jumping to conclusions on this trend that keeps going on. And I will call people out that have believed in everything about this trend, and I'm sorry, but I will definitely tell you why you're wrong. So let's get on with it. And I forgot to do a ranking on the last video, but don't worry, I will not at all be forgetting to do a ranking on this one. Demi Moore gives a career best performance is Elizabeth Sparkle, a former A-lister, past her prime, and suddenly fired from her fitness TV show by a repellent studio head, Henry, played by Dennis Quaid. She is then drawn to the opportunity presented by a mysterious new drug known as the Substance. All it takes is one injection and she is reborn temporarily. Is the gorgeous 30-something year old Sue. The only rule, time needs to be split exactly 1 week in one body, then 1 week in the other body. No exceptions. A perfect balance. What could go wrong? Maliciously entertaining and ruthlessly sartorial and sensational, toxic body culture inside out with a be careful what you wish for table for the ages. Explosive, provocative, and twisted, The Substance makes the arrival of a thrilling visionary filmmaker. All right. The world's opinion. The world thinks this movie is the world really like this movie, but this is a damn gross movie. I can definitely tell you that. Now what's interesting is some of the really gross stuff in this movie is not even body horror. Is something really grotesque to watch, which is Dennis Quaid, for example, having the worst and most disgusting table manners eating lobster. Yeah, that was probably one of the most moments in this movie. But there are plenty of body horror gross moments in this movie for sure. But the world actually loved The Substance. They loved it so much that this movie was quite literally nominated for just about every single Golden Globe award and just about every single Oscar. It won one, but not in the right category. And almost won Demi Moore the Oscar for Best Actress in a Motion Picture. I say that she should have gotten it because I do not agree that a film about sex workers that deserve to have that big reward. I'm sorry. I would say that I was a little disappointed in the Oscars, but yeah, this film was so loved by everybody that it was nominated for just about every Oscar, and it did win Demi Moore the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Motion Picture. Now, the tagline on this, of course, is an instant body horror classic. I definitely agree. Now, in terms of this being nominated for every single reward, period, in some ways I agree. In some ways I don't. I would say that my favorite horror film of 2024, which is still Robert Eggers' Nosferatu should have been nominated for a hell of a lot more, and it should have won a lot of rewards instead of losing every reward, which really irritated me. But now, what I like about it is it's disturbing in a very artistic way. And yeah, it definitely is a love letter to David Cronenberg, and I'm a big fan of David Cronenberg. And there's some David Cronenberg films that I really love that people just really don't like at all. Like, for example, what may actually be my favorite David Cronenberg movie is 1991, I believe is when it was made. The Naked Lunch might actually be my favorite, but I would probably have to give it to Crimes of the Future or the Fly. And of course, everybody gives it to The Fly. And the only reason why is because I haven't actually seen the entire movie of Scanners. But to me, The Substance feels like a love letter to David Cronenberg, and it does such a good job. And we need movies like this that really kind of do that type of thing. And it was done so well that, yeah, it's definitely an instant classic to me. Now, let's go back to society for a minute and talk about a trend that needs to stop. A trend that needs to stop. And that is, if there is remotely anything in a movie, no matter how small it is, can be looked upon as a political message. If everybody's saying that the movie is woke and political, you need to stop doing that. Here's some examples of what I'm talking about. Take 2025 Superman. There are so many people out there that believe it is a political agenda movie. No, it is not a political agenda movie. It is not. Sinners, people say that that's a politically agendified movie. It is not a political agenda movie. It's not. People say that The Substance is a political agenda movie. Let me make this very clear. Just because you have the main character being a woman and you have the body holder doing about, a younger version, a double ganger of sorts, doesn't make the movie about women, rights and stuff like that. It has nothing to do with that at all. The moral lesson of The Substance can be related to anybody. It's what you do when you're trying to find an easy way of unnaturally trying to make a comeback due to you being an aged veteran of whatever profession that you're in or whatever hobbies you have. Like, for example, me, once I had a DUI and I had to give up really doing karaoke and singing in front of people, and I became irrelevant. In a lot of ways, I became a relic, a thing of the past. But then I got innovative, and I made a big comeback, and now I'm looked at as a legend when it comes to singing karaoke. And basically, the whole point of The Substance and what it's trying to teach you is what not to do if you become irrelevant and become a relic in a echo of the past. What Demi Moore's character does in this movie is not what you do. You don't look for an easy way out. You fight hard, and you get innovative, and you go ahead and you find ways to make yourself relevant again by doing things that others do not do. What you don't do is something crazy like what she does in this movie. That's the message this movie gives. It has nothing to do with feminine theologies or woke women rights stuff. It has nothing to do with any of that shit. Just like Superman has nothing to do with third world country warfare and immigration. It has nothing at all to do with any of that. Sinners, it is not a Black Lives Matters freaking movie about slaves in the Ku Klux Klan. Granted, there's a little tiny subplot in the movie, but it's so far in the background, you have to look for it. And it is only mentioned for like 2 seconds in the movie. And if you're not paying attention, you'll never figure out that that's what the villains in the movie actually are doing. Because when you watch the movie, it's more like, you know, the vampires are the villains. And this is a themanology that's going on all over the place. Is you have people nitpicking everything apart in a movie and then going ahead and saying that it's woke. People, there are woke movies and there are non-woke movies. Matter of fact, just give me 1 second. I'll show you what a woke movie is. Blumhouse selection. There it is. Okay. Let me make this very clear. This is not a woke movie. This is a woke movie. Because the whole point of this movie is to disenfranchise the male species and victimize the female species. That's the whole point of this entire movie. It is quite literally a horror film about discrediting and disenfranchising men and victimizing women. You want a feminology, feminine, women power, women rights, activism, freaking nonsense? It's in this movie. It is not in this movie. Rest my case. Now, sir, I had to do that, but this is the third movie. This is the third movie that I've watched that friends of mine accuse it of being woke when it's not. I know what woke movies are like. Blumhouse makes them all the time. Black Christmas is not the only one. The reboot of Candyman is woke. The Hunt is woke. Some people might say that The Invisible Man is woke. I would say you're wrong on that. Matter of fact, I think we're this whole stupid trend that if there's anything remotely in there that can be misconceived as woke, the movie's woke. Just because you misconceive it as woke does not mean the movie is woke. Like, for example, everybody says that No Time to Die, the latest James Bond movie, is woke. How is it woke? What you have is a female rookie agent that took his 00 number that's trying to act like she's better than him, and then James Bond is embarrassing the shit out of her the entire time because she's trying to outdo him, but she fails every single time because he's so good at being what he is that he outdoes her. How is that woke? Well, enough of that. So let's get the substance a ranking. And I know people are going to get mad because this video is going to be 15 minutes long or less, but you know what? It's my video. If you don't want exposition in your reviews, you don't want other stuff to talk about in reviews like political nonsense that's put in movies and all that sort of stuff, then this is not the channel for you. So yes, this is a long video. The last time I made a long video like this and went through a lot of other things to talk about, people were ranting about it in the comments below. You know what? Rant about them in the comments below because that's what I want you to do. But I just wanted to, and I love it when people put comments in any of my videos, but I will make this very, very clear. If you're looking for a short and sweet, non-exposition, straight to the point review that's 5 minutes long, you're on the wrong channel. I don't do that. So the ranking I give The Substance is a solid 4-star ranking. It is a perfect horror movie in every single way, and I love it for what it is doing. Wonderful time. You'll get grossed out. You'll get shocked. You'll be like, wow, what the fuck is that? Type of moments in this movie. So it is definitely a great film. This gives it 4 stars. And he says, check it out. Comment. Make a bad comment. Make a good comment. Give me a like. Give me a dislike. Subscribe if you would like. if you want to see more, and I will see you on the next one. Until then.